All right, let's dive in. Today, we're putting on our detective hats and becoming data investigators. Our mission? To find those numbers in a dataset that just don't belong, the odd ones out. And we're going to use a really cool tool to hunt them down. Let's get to it.
You know, in a crowd of people, it's pretty easy to spot someone who stands out. But what about a lineup of numbers? It's not always so obvious, right? How do we prove with actual evidence which values are truly unusual? Well, that is the exact mystery we're going to solve today.
So here's our case file. This is the list of numbers we're going to be investigating. And notice, it's already sorted from smallest to largest. That's a really important first step. Now, just by looking at it, you might think, 20 looks a little low, and 86 seems kind of high. But in this kind of investigation, we can't rely on hunches. We need cold, hard, statistical proof. So here's our game plan. First, we need to know what we're looking for. So what is an outlier? Then we'll find something called the quartiles to understand our data's layout. After that, we'll calculate the interquartile range, or IQR. That's the key to the whole thing. We'll use that to build our fences, and finally, once our fences are up, we'll identify the culprits and solve this mystery. Okay, first things first. Before we can find our target, we have to define it. What exactly makes a number an outlier?
So, an outlier is basically a data point that's gone rogue. It's hanging out so far away from the main group of data that it makes you wonder what's going on. Think about it. It could be a fraudulent credit card purchase, or maybe a breakthrough result in a science experiment. The big question is it a mistake, or is it telling us something incredibly important? Our job today is just to find. And the special tool we'll be using for this job is called the IQR rule. It's a super reliable 4-step process that'll help us do this right. Think of it as our official detective's kit. So let's jump into step 1, finding the quartiles. Our first move is to find the quartiles. Now, that might sound a little technical, but honestly, all we're doing is slicing our data to see how it's laid out. Since we have 10 numbers in our list, the exact middle isn't a single number. It's the space right between the 5th number, 49, and the 6th number, 52. So boom, we split our lineup right down the middle. This gives us a lower half and an upper half, and making this split is absolutely key.
So yeah, quartiles are just the points that divide our data into 4 equal parts. And to find them, all we have to do is find the median, the middle value, of each of these halves. The median of the lower half is what we call the first quartile, or Q1. And the median of the upper half, that's the third quartile, or Q3. Okay, let's look at our lower half. The middle number there is 44. That's our Q1. Simple as that. Now for the upper half, the middle number is 57, and that's our Q3. And just like that, we found the boundaries for the middle 50% of our data. This core group sits right between 44 and 57. Awesome. Now that we have our quartiles, we're ready for the next step, calculating the IQR, which stands for Interquartile Range. This is just one number that tells us how spread out that middle chunk of our data really is. The interquartile range is literally just the distance between Q3 and Q1. So the formula is super easy, Q3 minus Q1. This number is really useful. If the IQR is small, it means the data in the middle is all bunched up together. If it's big, the data is more spread out. We have our numbers, so let's do the math. We take our Q3, which is 57, and we subtract our Q1, which is 44. So, what do we get? 13. Our IQR is 13. Now, this number might not look like much, but trust me, it's the magic key for this entire investigation. It's the measurement we're going to use to figure out what's normal and what's not. Okay, now for the really cool part. We get to build our fences. Seriously, think of these like property lines for our data. Any number that's inside the fences, it's a normal, everyday part of the neighborhood. But any number that falls outside, well, that's a potential outlier. Here's how we do it. For the lower fence, we take Q1, that's 44, and subtract 1.5 times our IQR. So that's 44 minus 19.5, which gives us 24.5. For the upper fence, we take Q3, 57, and add 1.5 times the IQR. So that's 57 plus 19.5, which gives us 76.5. And that's it. That is the golden rule of this whole investigation. Our boundaries are set. Any number in our data that is less than 24.5 or greater than 76.5 is officially an outlier. The trap is set. Now, let's see what we caught. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. We've done the prep work, we've built our fences, and now it's finally time to check our original lineup against those boundaries and officially identify our outliers.
The rule is simple. Is a number in our list smaller than 24.5, or is it bigger than 76.5? If the answer to either of those is yes, then we've found one of our culprits. Let's go through the list.
Let's inspect the evidence. First up, 20. Is it less than our lower fence of 24.5? Yes, it is. Verdict, outlier. All the numbers from 41 to 57? They're totally safe, well within our boundaries. But what about 80? That's bigger than our upper fence of 76.5. That's another outlier. And 86? That one's even further past the line. Verdict, another outlier. We found 3 of them.
And there you have it, case closed. Using the IQR rule, we have statistically proven that in this dataset, the numbers 20, 80, and 86 are, without a doubt, outliers. They're the ones that are just too far away from the rest of the group. But here's the thing, finding an outlier is really just the beginning of the story. The real detective work starts now, when you ask why it's an outlier. Is it just a typo, a simple mistake? Or is it the most interesting discovery, the most valuable player, the one thing that changes everything? An outlier isn't always trash to be thrown away. Sometimes it's the treasure. So next time you find one, ask yourself, what story is this number trying to tell me?